I want you to just, for a second, scrap every image you have of a great white shark.
Okay.
Now, picture something more like a swimming medieval tank, but from 380 million years ago.
Yeah, that's a pretty good picture.
Today, we are diving deep into the world of Dunkleosteus.
Yes, the ultimate prehistoric creature feature. And our goal here is to really unpack why this late Devonian fish, this armored, plate-skinned fish, is seen as one of the first great vertebrate predators.
But also, and this is the crucial part, how new science is kind of refining that legend.
Exactly. The initial impression is just mind-blowing. This was a pelagic fish, meaning it lived in the open ocean, and its head and chest were covered in this germal bone armor.
We're talking thick, right?
Oh, yeah. The neutral plate, that's the one near its neck, could be up to 3 inches thick. It was pure biological intimidation.
And for a long time, the story was that the biggest species, D. terrelli, was this terrifying 10 meters long.
33 feet. But the real innovation, even more than the armor, was its jaw. It didn't have teeth like we think of them.
Yeah.
No, it had these razor-sharp, shearing, bony plates that functioned like a guillotine.
Okay, so let's get into the biomechanics. The sources talk about a 4-bar linkage mechanism. That sounds super technical. What did that actually mean for hunting?
So basically, it was a really advanced hinge system. It was all about specializing in 2 things, speed and power.
Usually you have to trade one for the other.
Right. But this allowed his jaw to snap open in about 20 milliseconds, incredibly fast.
Wow.
But then when it slammed shut, the bite force was just astronomical. We're talking up to 7,495 newtons.
That's enough to just punch right through the armor of other fish, I assume.
For sure. And we see that in the fossil record. We find remains of other armored prey, like the Chondrichthyon erotus, in its gut.
But I have to go back to the size. 33 feet? I mean, that dwarfs a modern great white. Is that blockbuster size estimate still holding up?
And that's the core of our deep dive today, the newest, most extensive studies. They're suggesting those first estimates were, let's say, a little overgenerous.
A little? It sounds like a massive correction.
It is. A really big one in the field.
So what are the more reliable numbers now?
Well, by looking at more complete skulls and figuring out where his pelvic girdle would have been, the consensus is shifting.
Okay.
A typical adult D. terrelli was more likely around 3.4 to 4.1 meters.
So 11 to 13 and a half feet, which is still a huge, formidable predator.
Oh, absolutely. But it shows the power of science. You know, we can look back hundreds of millions of years and still refine what we know with new data. It's amazing.
So if we're scaling back its size, does that change how it hunted? Does the bite force change?
It changes the strategy, maybe, but not the efficiency. The old idea of it being a suction feeder is now being questioned.
Because of the size change?
Partly. Its whole structure suggests it was an active pursuer. It would chase things down, bite, and tear, using this enormous... Its jaw could open to 65 or 70 degrees to just process that tough, armored tissue.
This power of refinement, whether you're perfecting a paleontological model or, say, a business process, is just so crucial. Speaking of which, this deep dive is brought to you by Embersilk.
And if your business needs help figuring out where AI agents could make the biggest impact, maybe with automation or software integration, Embersilk specializes in providing that expertise.
They're all about that refinement for your AI training and development needs. You can check them out at embersilk.com.
A great fit.
Now back to our Devonian marvel. Even scaled down, its anatomy still just screams high performance. It wasn't just a brute.
No, not at all. The details are incredible. It had heavily fused vertebrae and a stiffened spine inside that trunk armor.
Which suggests?
It suggests it had specialized tissues to transmit all the muscle power directly into its tail fin for propulsion. It was built like a modern thunniform fish.
Like a tuna, built for speed and cruising the open ocean.
Exactly. And the placoderms in general were just pioneers. They might have been among the first vertebrates ever to develop internal fertilization. A huge reproductive leap.
And the juveniles. I read they were basically miniature killing machines from day one.
That's right. Their jaws were proportionally just as robust as the adults. They were ready to tackle tough prey right from the start. It's a testament to how complex and specialized life already was so long ago.
It really is. The fact that we're still learning, still refining our knowledge of these ancient giants after hundreds of millions of years, it's just so inspiring.
It really is. Makes you wonder what we'll discover next.
It's such a hopeful thought, isn't it? It shows how much more there is to learn about the history of life and how our ability to learn is accelerating. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.